Now to use this template is very simple. Just print out the size that you want onto a piece of card or directly onto the back of the chosen piece of card that you want to use. This one you can only use really card that's got both sides in a colour. You could have white on the back, but that means the front's going to be white. But this card I've chosen here to do this demo has got kind of a shiny pink on one side and a matte on the other side, but you can have it so it's the same, entirely up to you, but you get to do the hearts in one go. So you can either do that, and if you print it onto card you will end up with a template like that. You just draw around it, make a little mark here and here, that's where the dotted lines are, and that's where you score across, then these flaps come over. But I'm going to show you the freestyle embossing technique as well, and you can use this template time and time again. So this is the card that I'm going to use, and what I've done, I've just printed this template onto a thin piece of paper, just low quality paper is fine, and I've put some masking tape on here, and then I can position this onto the card exactly where I want it to go, and I'll leave a little bit of border around it because when you're doing the embossing then you need a little bit of space around here so it embosses really well. And then next thing you need to do is take one of these little rubber mats. That's one of the little rubber mats, this little foam mat it is. It's not very thick. If you have it too thick, then you've got a tendency to tear the card. But if you've got a thin one, the solid surface underneath stops it going in too deep. Now, when you put that on there like that, just make sure it goes on there and you can move it around. Now, I'm going to use an embossing tool. Now, what you can do as well to make it glide easily when you're doing these freestyle shapes here, rub a little bit of candle wax on the tip of your embossing tool, or what you can also do is take a little bit of a candle and just run it across the template like that, and it'll just make it smooth, and your embossing tool will glide much easily. So basically all you do is then just take your tool there, your embossing tool, and just gently through the pattern here, through the template, just trace the outline. Now what you're doing here, you're also giving a nice embossed raised effect. Now you can use any size of embossing tool if you want, and you can use the really big ones to get a really big embossed effect. So I'm just going to go over that once again, and I'm creating the pattern in there so I can just go all the way around like so. And as I said, if you want to use a larger embossing tool, you can do that as well. As you can see there, it's got quite a big tip on the end there. And again, just gently do it. You've got the foam underneath. Just press that gently into the template, and you're going through the card, and you're embossing down into the mat, the foam mat at the bottom, and you're getting a nice, a much bigger embossed line. So just follow that round, and once you've done the first initial groove, it kind of keeps it in that groove when you're going around with a tool, so it just makes a really nice embossed effect. Now I'm going to turn it over. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it or not. Hopefully you can. But take my word, you can see all the way around here you've got a lovely smooth heart. And because it's taped down to the paper, you can move this around because it's not going to move anywhere. And then just continue, and I'm going to use the large one here and continue going around with your heart shape. These are the flaps that are going underneath. So hopefully now you can see that I've gone all the way around the heart shape there, and I've got that lovely raised embossed line there. Now to go across here, I don't particularly want a big wide embossed effect, so I'm going to use a ruler and the small embossing tool again. And I'm just going to score that lightly so that when you cut it out, it will fold on those creases perfectly. Next, I've started cutting out, and as you can see, all you've got to do is cut out just closely, not right up to, just leave a little bit of a gap. It gives you more of the embossed look that way, and then just cut the shape out. And it's indented enough for you to be able to follow. And now you can see I've cut the heart out and you've got these flaps in. Now you've got either way you can do it. You can fold the flaps in like that and like that. Now when you bend it over, there'll be a little bit here that overlaps. All you've got to do is fold that over and just press that down. I'll leave that on because it also helps you kind of raise it up a little bit. Now stick it down. You might have little bits like that overhanging, or you're going to do is trim that with a pair of scissors afterwards. So you can either have it that way, so you've got the smooth bit here, and you've got the rough side here, and you can improve that as a little pocket there, or you could turn it around that way if you want, and then you've got the heart that way, so you've got the shiny bit here and you've got the rough side here. And it's entirely up to you. You could use a foam pad to stick this down, or just some glue, and any little bits that you just get quite a little bit wrong, just trim them up. And as you can see, I've put some foam pads there, and that's just going to go over the top there like that and stick down. If you use foam pads, it raises it up a little bit. Now I've got a little bit there that I didn't cut quite right, and all you've got to do then is just trim that with a pair of scissors, and you can tidy this up a little bit. You'll have more time, you can do it much easier than me. And you can see there, you've got various sizes you can do, and you can form that into like a little pocket that could hang on a wall. It could be a Christmas one full of little flowers. You could turn that into a card, right down to the small ones, and then you could do all sorts of things with those. I think they're just fantastic, and I'm sure you'll have lots of fun making them.